Hello and welcome to a new series of mine called Battlefield Random Class Generator, and this is where I use Battlefield 4 and I use random.org and I generate myself some random classes. And to do this I use random.org. I go on to the number section, and for example on classes there's 1 to 4 classes, so I put a number of 1 to 4, generate myself one number, say 2 for example, and I get the engineer class. And I do this for the weapons, attachments, everything. So I get myself a random primary of random attachments, a random secondary of random attachments. And I think it's going to be pretty interesting and gives me a chance to try out new weapons. So, what did I get this time? Okay, I got a CBJ MS. It's a PDW, and I got a reflex sight on it, a tactical light, and a suppressor. And I also got an M1911 with a mini red dot sight, a green laser sight, and a heavy barrel. Okay. So let's start with the primary, the CBJ-MS, okay? It has a max damage of 22, and it has a minimum damage of 12, over 50 meters. So once it reaches 50 meters, that's its minimum damage. 12 is absolutely terrible, okay? 12 is dreadful, okay? Has a rounds per minute of 700 for a PDW. This is not going to be good, okay? This is not going to be good. There's a 2.4 second reload, whilst it still has bullets in its magazine, and there's a 3.3 when completely empty, a whole second difference. You want to reload this gun where you have a couple of bullets left in it. So, what do I think about this weapon? It's fucking terrible. What are the good points about this weapon? Okay, I'll go through a few good points. It has good hipfire, nice and tight hipfire like most of the PDWs. So, it doesn't really give it an advantage as such, but over other weapons, it's got good hipfire. So, that's pretty useful. It has easy to control recoil, which is quite strange for a PDW. Most of them, because they have a high rate of fire, generally jump about all over the place. But this one is pretty good, easy to control recoil. Anyone can counteract the recoil. The reload, it's mediocre for its class, not too bad, not too good, it's okay. But let's talk about the disadvantages of this weapon, okay? The main problem with it is that its damage and its rounds per minute are both terrible. I mean, up close, anything with a higher rounds per minute than 700 is going to destroy you, because the guns generally do more damage than you do for 22. So it's going to take 5 bullets, and they all have to hit to kill one guy, and that's if they hit all in the chest. That's absolutely dreadful, okay? Okay, and with the 12 minimum damage, that means you're going to have to hit him with 8 or more bullets over range. With a rounds per minute 700, it's going to take forever to get 8 bullets down range, and the range is awful. So you can't hit somebody at close range and kill them, like PDWs are designed for, and you can't hit someone at range, because it's a PDW. So you get destroyed by anyone. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a really hard gun to use. It can only really be used in a few select situations. So you either have to outplay your opponent, or sneak up on your opponent. It's the only way it's going to work. Or they have to be a terrible player and you somehow outbeat them. So, what do I think about the attachments that I got on the weapon? Were they any good, or were they shit? Well, the reflex sight, pretty good. Red dot sight, not gonna lie. Well worth a try. If you don't have the Cobra or the Coyote sight, this one I would recommend if you're looking for a red dot sight. The tactical light, this also let down the gun. So, for example, in a dark area, like a stairwell, where I'm at the top and I want to look down and see it, and I think someone's going to come up, if I aim down my sight, the flashlight comes on, and there's no way you can turn it off. So the flashlight comes on, that means if someone's like looking at the ground, say, or they're about to enter, they're like, hang on, that's a bit bright, what's going on there? There must be someone up there, and they either just run past, or they come in prepared, knowing that someone's going to be there, and they'll just shoot you in the face, because you'll get outdone at close range. The suppressor offered me a huge tactical advantage. If I didn't have the suppressor, Jesus fucking Christ, this gun would have been miles worse. The suppressor saved my ass. If people couldn't find me on the map, I could sneak around and flank them and get me some goddamn kills. It's the only way it was ever going to work. If I didn't have a suppressor, which I got luckily from this random generator, I wouldn't have had a chance in hell. So anyway, let's move on to the sidearm, the M1911. A very good, reliable pistol. Okay, always has been good in the Battlefield games. Battlefield Bad Company 2, that pistol was OP to hell. Looked absolutely sick with his little wooden grip. good old timey old feel, you know. But they got rid of that and they replaced it with a plastic piece of shit. But anyway, it's still pretty good. It takes about 3 or 4 shots to kill up its 7 magazine. If you're coming up against one person, perfectly fine, it'll do you just good. If you're coming up against 2 or more people though, you're probably gonna get done over, because it's just not good enough to deal with 2 people. It just doesn't have enough bullets in it. It's not bad though, it's pretty decent. I had a mini red dot sight with it, which was a decent looking sight. Recommend it because it doesn't obstruct your view too much. It's not too bad, even though if I remember I didn't use that sight. I normally just use the I think there's like I think it's the ghost ring. I use the ghost ring, that's what I use normally. Came with a green laser sight. Now, my problem with the green laser sight, in comparison to the red one, it's worse in every way. Well, not every way. It still does the exact same function, but the green is way more noticeable than the red. So, if you can, avoid using the green laser sight and just use the red one. Red stands out much less than the green one. The green one is way too bright. When I'm playing, it's the most obvious thing in the world. I just notice it all the time, so I wouldn't recommend that. And I had the heavy barrel, which is meant to stop them. No, what does it do? I think it's meant to stop recoil. It didn't really have an impact. Didn't really notice it, to be honest. I think it's one of the least used extras in the game. They tried to buff it to make it more used, but people still don't use it. I use it on my DMR. There you go, because I know it stops. I can't remember what it does. It stops. I think it stops your gun going up. It stops recoil, I think. But yeah. Anyway, what do I think about this class? If I had to give it a rating out of 10, what would I give it? Personally, I'd give it a 5. Good sidearm, good attachments, but the primary weapon was a really heavy letdown. If I had to recommend for the primary, what I would go with a similar sort of red dot sight, to be honest. I would probably go with a laser sight, because that's what I think. Even tighter hipfire might really help you out, and I would highly recommend the suppressor. If you're not using the suppressor on this gun, you're doing it wrong, because you're gonna get seen, you're gonna get killed. There's nothing else you can do about it, and it's the way to go, unfortunately. When I was in games when they had the commanders up, I was fucked, because they always knew where I was. There's nothing I could do. I hate commanders. I wish they went in the game, but I can't do anything about it. So, overall, 5 out of 10. Pretty shit. Hopefully next time I'll get a better gun. I do not like this class at all, really. It could be much worse. I could have got like a 4 times or something like it, and like no attachments for it or something. I might have to go bare. That can happen. I might have to go bare gun in, you know. Anyway, I would not recommend this. I wouldn't really try it. I wouldn't really try out the gun in general. There are far better PDWs, like the PDWR, all that. Much better PDWs to try out and use. This one just suffers because of its rate of fire and its damage. I mean, the UMP has 600 rounds in it, but it still does better damage. It just plays so much better. It's such a better gun at range. This one, I think they've dropped all the balancing for it, which isn't very good. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully, I'll have another part out very soon. This is part 1, remember, so hopefully it will improve from this point onwards. I have a feeling it probably won't. I don't know what else I could get that could be worse, apart from like a sniper rifle like 40 times, the Scout Elite, which doesn't do a one-shot headshot over range. That would be delightful, wouldn't it? Anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later. Goodbye.